Welcome to Milestone Moments, the show where we explore the journeys that lead to success. I'm Sheila Slick, your host and founder of 5 Milestones. In every episode, we will bring you insights from the minds of entrepreneurs, leaders, and experts who will share not just their expertise, but the milestone moments that have reshaped their journeys and led to significant achievements. So if you're looking for motivation, you're in the right place. Subscribe now and discover the milestones that mark the path to success. Welcome to another episode of Milestone Moments in Business and Leadership. I'm Sheila Slick, your host, and today my special guest is Samantha K. Harris. She's a workforce retention and confidence strategist for women in the trades. With 25 years in high stakes, male dominated environments, Samantha helps women speak up, lead strong, and get paid what they deserve. She's also the creator of the Brag Bag Strategy and the Truth Method, two powerful tools designed to help women stay rooted in their value and lead with confidence. Welcome to the show, Samantha.
Thank you so much for having me, Sheila. You read that. I loved it. I'm like, oh, look at me doing things.
I feel empowered just reading your intro, so I am looking forward to this conversation with you.
Yes, I'm excited for it. I was looking forward to it all week. Yes.
So, my first question is, what is the biggest communication mistake you see women make? And what's one shift they can make immediately to change that?
Okay, so when we say mistake, I don't want to label it as mistake because it is fear that comes in. It's rooted from the point of growing up, especially if you were raised in a two-family household, your father was the lead, you followed it over time, especially depending on where you are in this age range. You could be at a particular age like myself, over 50, and we were raised a certain way where we saw men leading, where we saw them in charge of. So we have been conditioned and it has become our norm. So we follow and we automatically fall into line what we have been trained to see and have done our entire lives. So when we're in these environments where we're the first, only, or few, we automatically fall back into that. It's not purposefully, it's just something that's been instilled in us. It's like a tradition, something that you've done and seen over and over again. You then pick up the habit of it unconsciously and you start to do it. So, women being in these environments where they're not seen as valued or are seen as a checkbox, they fall into that because they're like, become a people pleaser. Hey, look at me, pick me, see me. But if they step back and they figure out and ask themselves, "Why am I doing this?" That's when they recognize these are patterns that I have adapted over the years. So, I don't wanna call it a mistake, but a conditioning.
I like how you reframe that. See, it's all how you perceive and see things. So, I
Yes.
absolutely love how you did that. So, it's fear based.
Yeah.
We have to overcome that fear.
Yes.
And it sounds like self awareness, being able to recognize at that moment is how we can make that change. Did I process that
Yes, it
correctly?
is. It's about us, understanding who we are, understanding where these thoughts are coming from that are causing us to feel anxious, to feel that we aren't, feel sad or angry or mad, feeling that we aren't able to, thinking that we aren't able to compete. So, yes, exactly what you said, but just a little more context to it. Yeah.
So, after 25 years in high stakes, male dominated environments, what's the most important lesson you've learned about self advocacy that every professional woman needs to hear?
Oof, 25 years, long time. And what I've learned is to trust myself, no longer allowing what I've seen. or what I've heard or what I've been told or labeled as to define me or to keep me from speaking up because that's what happens. We don't want to be labeled. Let them label me. My label, I have redefined to myself as my superpower. It's not my business, nor is it for me to focus on what they think about me. It's what I feel and to trust me. We're taught to trust the male figure that's in charge or that we're standing in, that's standing in front of us. But trusting that what we bring is value, what we know to be a fact, will keep us safe and will allow us to speak up, even if it's not appreciated or liked. We're not here to be liked or loved. We're here to do a job in these high stake environments. I've worked in trades my entire career. So I work with a different group of men with a different attitude. So the stakes are even higher because I don't have, even though is HR, I say that um, is there, they aren't in the field. They don't have boots on the ground. So these men have a different way of showing you that you don't belong. So been on both sides. So knowing and believing that what you feel, that instinct that you have, if I'm safe or not safe, it's real. And you get to speak up either in the environment that you're in or outside of it so that you can find safety.
So I have a question there for you. Is it restricted just to the male environments? Are women always supportive of each other? Would there be any difference or any change if it were a female leader that
It
you
depends. It depends on let me tell you, it's funny you asked me that, Sheila, because I've been looking and paying attention to a lot. Because recently I'm doing a lot of work with women who are leaders. And it depends on women who have done the work. No shade to women who have not done the work on themselves, but I lead differently and I interact with women differently because I want to hear what you have to say. I want you to hear your voice. But some women have been taught working with men that they need to have all the power. They need to be seen and heard because they've always fought for it. So they still, even when working with women, they show up that way. So that's why it's so important for us to do the work on ourselves. So it depends on, to your question, it depends on the situation, the leader, the woman. Sometimes they don't know how to interact or how to have relationships with women. And I'm not going to say I've always had good relationships with women, but I didn't know how to be friendly and laugh and all the things because I had been conditioned working in these environments that it's one, two, three, and that's it. All right, have a good night. That's how I was honestly conditioned for 25 years coming up in my earlier years. So, yeah, some women are rough, and you have to be able to speak up for yourself no matter what.
so can you walk us through the brag bag strategy or the truth method and share how women can start using it today to advocate for themselves more effectively?
Okay, can I give you a little bit of both?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the brag bag. We always, what do we have as women? We always have some type of bag, no matter what. In our bag, we have everything. So the world tells us, and so we know. I know I do. You need something, I have it. So in your brag bag, if you line it with all of your accolades, all of your wins, even the small ones that, hey, I was able to assemble a team. I was able to get this project out on time. Hey, I have a degree. I've been able to speak up in meetings. That's your brag bag. You no longer have to look for someone to tell you how great you are. You can look in your own bag and look through your files because your entire bag is lined with it. And you have your strap of your bag that's holding tight. You have your zipper on your bag. That is your boundaries that you allow people in and out because you're protecting yourself, but you're no longer proving or asking for. Because I remember early on in my career where I had a friend, a colleague, I used to always say, no one has my back. No one has my back. That was my favorite line. I'm not even going to tell you no lie, Sheila, working in this environment, all these men, and things always happen, always boiling myself up in a knot to fit in, to get along. And one day he hung in my office a sign that says, behind every successful woman is herself. And that has become my mantra. So in order for me to keep it, I had to create something for me to hold tight onto which was my brag bag, which allows me to tell you how amazing I am, not to prove myself, but to own where I am so that I can stand 10 toes down, so I can stay rooted in who I am. So from building your brag bag, you come into your truth where you learn to treasure who you are as a person. You get to respect you. You get to understand you, and trusting yourself is you get to trust yourself, own who you are, understand who you are, and you get to be a healed human being. So when you're healed, then you learn to love on you and not just look for it outside of yourself.
I love that. And your smile and your posture, you're the whole package, Samantha.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I it was building to get here. I'm not gonna pretend like, ooh, child, I woke up this morning and this was me. No, it took time. It took learning and unlearning so many things that society said I was and who I should be to get here. And that's why it's so important. I mean, in this world, we all have our situations that happen, but it's up to us to make the conscious decision to want to grow into who we truly want to be and stop becoming who the rest of the world wants us to be. You know, we assign ourselves to what our parents told us, what our aunts, our teachers, everyone around us, but not until you get to that point where you come true to yourself. That's why standing in that truth is so important.
So is that the truth method you're describing or no?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm learning.
Yes. That trust in yourself, standing and treasuring you. That's that treasuring you. When you're no longer looking for everybody else and everything else around you to validate you. You do it for you.
I just had an article that was published, and ironically, that realization is something that even though this occurred 10 years ago, and I wrote it that way, I realized it was within me the entire time and that it was external validation that gave me the confidence to do it. And so I think that's really hitting home with me right now because sometimes we think if it's not approved elsewhere, then you start with your own limiting beliefs or that self doubt. And so 10 years later, looking back, I'm like, why did it require external validation? But I'm able to recognize it.
I think when we look back on things and we look at life, so as I look back now on things as to see how far I've come, it's part of our journey. It's part of the steps that we had to take to get here. Just look at you. You learn something. Every step that I've taken has been for me to learn. If it's not to help another woman, it's for me to see moving forward for myself to give me everything that I need instead of looking forward. So I think it's our journey. And it's our God given right to have these steps necessary to get here where we're going to be. For us to be able to having these conversations.
I love it. So, where can we find you or learn more about your offerings?
Oh, you can find me at the SKHsolutions.com, or you can find me on Instagram. To be honest, I just changed my profile. It is Samantha K official. That's my name on IG and on LinkedIn. You can find me, Samantha K Harris.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Samantha.
Thank you for having me.
I will make sure to leave all of your information in the comments below. And thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Milestone Moments in Business and Leadership. Until next time.